Hey makeup friends! Today let's talk about some new lip products that I've been trying out. Let's get into this. As always, I want to start off by welcoming you back to my channel, or if you are new here, then hello and welcome. My name is Kara, and on my channel we like to mix beauty, brains, and the occasional F-bomb. On my eyes, I'm wearing the new Wayne Goss palette, the Pearl palette, and I currently have nothing on my lips because we're going to talk about lipsticks. It only makes sense for me to apply them as we're talking about them. So in no particular order, let's start off with this one here from Colourpop, if only because the color is just so dang fun. So this is one of their luxe lip oils and it's in the shade Cosmic Clique. Now, if you haven't tried one of their lip oils before, just be aware they're not going to apply nearly as opaquely as they look in the tube. So let's go ahead and just apply that. Their lip oils don't have an overly oily feel to them. Like they're not particularly slippy on the lips, but they're very hydrating, very comfortable, not particularly long lasting, but they're so easy to apply on the go that like I don't care about that. Even a color like this, you can see it's very muted and soft once applied, but still fun and brings a little bit of pop of color to the lips. But it's one of those shades, like if this was a liquid lipstick, I would need a mirror and like 10 minutes of alone time in order to perfect it. But because it's a lip oil, I can just sort of slap it on as we go. My lips are just like nicely nourished and hydrated. It's very comfortable. So this one to me is definitely a winner. I have another product from Colourpop, so we may as well talk about that one as well. I did mention it very briefly in a fairly recent video, but it bears repeating here. So this is one of their ultra matte lips in the shade Midnight Snack. Now I have worn their liquid lipsticks before, but it's been, I would say, at least 2 years since I've had one. I always found them to be rather dry and uncomfortable, and I suspect that they have reformulated along the lines because this is so much better than what I remember them being. Now the only downside to this one is that there is a bit of streakiness when you're applying it, so it's kind of hard to get a completely even application. If you do have like a lip primer, that's really going to help, or even just lining your lips, like in filling them in entirely with a lip pencil, it's going to go a long way to like creating that nice even application. But I'm just really impressed with how much more comfortable this version of the liquid lipstick is than the ones that I've tried in the past. I find with this one, it doesn't get really gummy in the center of the lips. It doesn't crack or split apart as I'm like moving my mouth around. This is definitely better. So if you've been on the fence about the ultra matte lips from Colourpop, I would suggest giving them a try because this is greatly improved. This color in and of itself, I love. It's like a perfect nude lip for me. So again, that's Midnight Snack, one of the ultra matte lips. I've got another liquid lipstick here. This one is from NYX, and this is one of their Lingerie XXL liquid lipsticks, and I have the shade Pushed Up. This one applies more evenly than the one from Colourpop, and I also think this one is more comfortable than the one from Colourpop, even though the Ultra Matte from Colourpop is improved over their previous formula. This one, I would give the edge to over that one. This has some serious lasting power as well. I've worn this to work and I've sipped through coffee and through water all throughout the morning, eaten my breakfast at my desk, and even after eating my lunch, it still looks every bit as good as it did upon initial application. And that's without getting really dry or uncomfortable on the lips either. I don't care if a lipstick lasts like 5 or 6 hours if it's super uncomfortable to get there. I will say this one has a tiny bit of stickiness to it, but it will eventually fade throughout the day. And what's more, it's transfer proof, which I also really enjoy in a liquid lipstick. So if you're in the market for a liquid lipstick from the drugstore, this is one that I would definitely recommend checking out. I did mention there's a little bit of stickiness, but if you're familiar with the, oh, what are they? The Super Stay Matte Inks from Maybelline, doesn't hold a candle to that level of stickiness. Those ones are incredibly sticky. This, I can already feel it starting to dissipate. Yeah, like it's almost like a powdery feel on the lips. Like, I don't really know how to describe it. It's a really nice texture. And although there's a tiny bit of stickiness, like I said, it does wear away. So don't panic if you feel that at the very beginning. Just give it a little bit of time, and I promise this is a very comfortable and long-lasting lipstick. Now, also from NYX, I have their new This Is Milky lip gloss. I hate the name. I don't like the word milk, and I think it's because it can also be a verb, and I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. Milky is just bleh. There's something about the word milky that just does not sit right with me. However, I like the gloss so much that I bought all of the shades, including the blue. I don't know why I thought I needed a blue lip gloss, but regardless, I bought it. So let's just quickly do a little try on. Okay, so up first, we're gonna have the shade, what is this called? Cherry Skimmed. This is like that perfect My Lips But Better kind of gloss. It does have a little bit of color to it, but kind of along the same lines as my natural lip color, so it just enhances what I'm already working with. I really like these glosses, and I'm not going to talk about them all like individually in between. I'm just going to get into the try on after this little mini review here, but I really like the consistency of it. Like, it's not a runny gloss, but nor is it super like sticky and thick. It's just a really nice formula, and in fact, it kind of reminds me of the Pat McGrath formula. It's just got enough like weight to it to be like a bit more long lasting in terms of what a lip gloss usually is. So it's a nice little find because I adore the Pat McGrath lip gloss formula. Like, that is my favorite of all time. This comes really dang close. Like, these are so nice, but as we get through them, you'll see they're not all equally opaque. So that's kind of why I want to include all of them in here, just so you can see. For example, we'll go into the blue one next, and you'll see it's basically clear. Okay, let's just go through them. All right, so like I said, we're going to go into the blue one next. This is the shade Faux Mou. Instead of FOMO, Faux Mou, because milky. Get it? Get it? Ha ha ha. I like a good pun. Anyways, here we go. So there's like a hint of blue. But if you didn't know you were applying a blue lip gloss, like, you wouldn't really pick it up. Kind of begs the question why they made a blue one if they weren't going to make it a little bit more opaque, but it also means that I'm going to get more wear out of it than I would if it was actually this color. So I'm sure some people who want it to be this color are going to be disappointed, but if you bought it because you're an idiot and you just like bought all of them because you have no self-control, then you're going to be relieved because, like I said, I'm going to actually get more wear out of this than I would have otherwise. Okay, rather than like interrupt each time, let's just go through the application. I'll just put the shade names on the screen, and then we will round up with the last 3 products that I have to talk about.
Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Everyone always keep falling in love again. The fuck's wrong with them? I don't understand. Maybe it will pass by, someone save me. For I pass out, I'm too lonely to be done. I'm a drink at this place. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be 2 of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? If I had an option to be someone else, I would, and let go of you. I know that I'm obvious, fuck it, I'm made this way. But why didn't I stay when I had the chance? Maybe it will pass by, someone save me. For I pass out, I'm
exactly editing me, but it's puttering me. I'm just puttering around, cleaning stuff up off my desk, and I just found another NYX gloss. So, for the sake of completion, I figured I may as well just throw it on, insert this into the video, and away we go. So this one is in the shade Milk the Cocoa, and it's like a dark brown. I haven't actually tried this one on yet, so I'm not sure if it's going to be on like the more sheer side or have a little bit more color payoff, but we shall find out together momentarily. Definitely not sheer, that's for sure.
But that's not the truth.
I used to think that like brown lipstick was just like, ew, like I didn't understand why people would like it. And then I tried it and I quickly converted into camp brown lipstick. I love it. This is no exception. I really like that. There's like a hint of like redness to it, which I think makes it a little bit more wearable. I like that. This is like a fall color for me. I don't think I'd be rocking it in the middle of summer, but I'll be definitely holding on to this one for the fall. Anyways, there we go. That's the last of the NYX glosses. All right, now let's talk about Bite. They have re-released their lipsticks, and these ones are now called the Power Move Soft Matte Lipstick. This one is in the shade Praline. And if you're familiar with their bullet lipsticks, you might remember that they had like a really strong lemony scent. They no longer do. Now they smell very much like a MAC lipstick. Like they've got that like sweetness to them. I actually really like it. It is quite subtle. I liked the lemon as well, but this is nice. So here we go. I am in love with this formula, just so you know. It is so smooth and so creamy, and yet it's not slippery on the lips. It lasts so well all day. It has a truly matte finish, but it's just so comfortable. Like it really feels like I've just put like a lip balm on. And I love the color of this one. We're not going to judge the application, right? There. It's so pretty. These like, they're a little expensive. They're $37 Canadian each. I kind of want all of them. Like I definitely have my eye on 2, maybe 3 more shades at an absolute minimum. I love them so much. They're so comfortable. They last so well throughout the day. I really only have to touch it up maybe once at work and then I get the entire day out of it. These are a definite winner. Like I am so happy with these. I just love it. I love the shade. I love the formula. I love the scent. I love everything about it. I need more. Urban Decay has also released their new lipsticks, and this one here is in the shade Gridlock, and it's one of their matte lipsticks. It's just a really pretty, fun, like fuchsia kind of color. These ones are pretty comfortable as well, but they're not as smooth as the one from Bite. Again, let's not judge the application. Normally I would go in with like a lip pencil and really take my time, but my lunch was delivered and it's cooling upstairs, so I just want to get through this, to be honest. But full opacity in the color. Again, very comfortable on the lips. And I will say, I've had their like, what do they call them? Ultra mattes or like super matte? I don't know. They have matte and then they have like matte. And I've had some of those in the past and did not like those at all. I found them very uncomfortable. And they also ended up like pilling on my lips and just getting really messy. This one, no complaints about. Like I said, it's not quite as comfortable as the Bite, but that's not to say that it's uncomfortable. It is, again, still that very creamy kind of feel despite having a fully matte finish to it. The color is beautiful. And this one also wears really well, like really, really well. And when it does start to fade, it fades really nicely. Like it just becomes like a stain on the lips. Because sometimes what you run into, especially with matte lipsticks, I find is that if they have a bright color, the inside will like disappear and then you have this like ring just around the outside, which looks horrific. This one fades nicely and it just leaves that nice stain behind. So again, it's not as like strong of a contrast between your actual like lips and what's left over from the lipstick. So I really appreciate that. these ones are a winner. Like I would give the edge to Bite. However, Bite doesn't have the fun shades that Urban Decay has. So do with that what you will. So as you can see, it did leave a bit of a stain behind, which is okay because this one's such a nice bright color. But I really like that staining effect because again, it just increases the longevity of the lipstick overall. So this is the last one we're going to talk about. This one is from Sephora and it's one of their lip blushes and it is in the shade 3. It has an actual name, but they never print the actual names on them. They just use the number. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what it is, but I'll put it on the screen. I'll look it up. So this one has like a little wedge-shaped doe foot with it. And I can't decide if I like this or not. I really can't. So a few things with this one. It gives that like soft blurred matte effect, which I actually really like the look of. It kind of looks like you've been wearing this one for like 4 hours and it's starting to wear away. That's the effect that this gives. But it feels almost a little bit on the slimy side, which I don't really like. It's just a texture thing. It's not slimy, like it doesn't like feather out of my lips or do anything like atrocious that I really wouldn't want it to do, but it's just a weird texture. I don't know. And then the other issue that I have with it is that it's very, very difficult to get an even application. Again, if you line your lips and fill them in entirely or use like a lip primer, that's going to help a lot. But I do find that with this one, the like product just sort of moves around with the doe foot and it becomes difficult to get that even application. So once it's on and you kind of mush it around with your lips, it helps, but it's a little bit finicky. I will say that. I think the color's really pretty. This one doesn't have the longevity of say the Bite lipstick or the Urban Decay. It's just like, I don't know. I think I just really wanted to like it, but I don't quite. All right, but that is it for now. Those are the lip products that I've been putting to the test for the past couple of weeks, and I just wanted to share them with you. I'd love to hear from you. What are some lip products that you've been loving, especially if they're new finds for you? Let me know in the comments. But for now, I'm going to wrap the video up here. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.